Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you today for a blessing. And we're going to be in Psalm 37 today. It's a passage that the Lord has used to bring peace to me in different seasons of my life. And I hope it does the same for you today. I also want to acknowledge for any souls that are listening. So this isn't going to make a lot of sense to you, and that's okay. But I believe that if you let Spirit drink from these truths that you might not even really understand, that it's going to be good for you too. Because when God fashioned and formed you, there was a certain part and portion that belonged to you. And when God matched your spirit with you, soul, and with the body that you are in, there was a plan. And the plan included that spirit would be able to do things that soul could not do. And soul would be able to express some of those understandings and be able to keep track historically of things that are learned over time. And that body would be what walked it out. And I just want to bless you, soul, that if you can sit off to the side and try not to judge, it's going to be the most helpful for spirit to be able to drink. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you've been doing something and somebody's scrutinizing you and deciding whether it has value or not. But it's not the most conducive environment to receive. So, soul, if you can be off to the side, and spirit, come on, let's drink Psalm 37. Hopefully this will be nourishing for you today. Do not fret because of evildoers. Spirit, I want to bless you that we can camp there. We can camp there long enough so that it is ground that belongs to us. And when that ground belongs to us, we have a way to diffuse certain cycles that negative energy tries to drag our soul into, that darkness tries to drag our soul into. Yes, there are evildoers. That is true. You may have even experienced some things at the hand of evildoers. And very deep inside of you, because you have eternity written on your heart, in your heart, you know that there will be a time when no more evil exists. And the tension between wanting that to be now and the reality that it is not yet sometimes causes a certain amount of internal conflict. So I bless you, Spirit, because you're the one who can really occupy and camp on these words and the truth of these words. And the more that you camp here with this truth, and the more that you become one with this truth, the more you can bring something to the table when there's a certain amount of anxiety or worry or concern, particularly as it relates to evildoers, that you, Spirit, are the one who holds the bigger picture. You know the beyond. Nor be envious of the workers of iniquity. What the heck does that mean? Why would we be envious of somebody who's working iniquity a lot of times, if we're just trusting, our physical senses, and we're just connecting data points without the omniscience of God, it can seem like somebody can do bad things and not only get away with it, but prosper. It's not the full truth, but sometimes our soul can make a case for that. I bless you, Spirit, that because you're able to connect with the Lord more easily than soul, that you can remember this and you can bring it to bear when it's important to remember. Verse 2 says, "For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb." They're not going to last. Evil's not going to last. Iniquity is going to be done with. We are headed there. But we have these things currently in our now that we don't want to be in denial about. We don't want to just, act like they don't happen or these people aren't doing those things. I mean, we can't really judge the motivation of people's hearts, but sometimes it seems obvious. But it doesn't last. It's not forever. It's temporal. And that can give you the next breath of hope that you need to stay in the now, to stay engaged. For soul not needing to retreat, because you, Spirit, carry an understanding of God that is larger than what soul is putting together and is concerned about. Trust in the Lord and do good. So once you stop fretting, here's what you get to do. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land. Feed on his faithfulness. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. I've heard it described, Spirit, that our journey here has a goal of intimacy with the Lord. And as we are headed towards that intimacy, there are all kinds of things that vie for our attention, that want us to turn aside and look, that want us to entertain other things, other thoughts. But if we keep focused on God, who is good, who put good things inside of us, who is drawing us towards him, who is even more eager for us to be intimate with him than we are as we pursue it, then we could be seated at the table of our enemy and it wouldn't matter. I bless you, Spirit, with that truth today, that you are headed for something that is so large and so wonderful, that all of the very good, reasonable, rational sense that soul can make is superseded by something that is larger and better and more beautiful. I bless you in Jesus' name today.